and welcome to Nerdarchy for Nerds by Nerds. I'm Nerdarchy Dave, and today I'm joined with a bunch of nerds, and we are going to be playing some 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, Those Bastards, with our illustrious Dungeon Master Megan R. Miller, staff writer and author, as well as another staff writer and author is Stephen Partridge. And then, of course, we have Nerdator Doug. Without him, the website just breaks down and nothing will ever happen again. We have Nerdarchist, Ted, who keeps moving around in his frame, making me have to fix it. But with that, we're going to play some Dungeons and Dragons. I will turn it over to our Dungeon Master. It's all you, Megan.
Salutations, nerds. So tonight, our dysfunctional family of adventurers are headed into the mountains of Mirai on a quest to rescue their kidnapped sibling Louvel from a wicked dragon that has taken them, and apparently several other people. Now, before I turn the world on, I'm going to roll this d4, and whoever it lands on is going to kick us off. As usual, I want you to introduce yourself, your character, and give your previously on. Ted.
Hello. I apologize. I apparently had forgotten to mute the YouTube's button so I could be able to see the chat while we play. So I will be playing Galeson Trisrel, a half-elf shadow sorcerer. And last time we'd already found out on the previous that our sibling had been kidnapped, Louvel, Knight of the Realm. And we had to discuss all of the options that were before us. So we kind of gathered at the tavern at the inn to discuss tactics, this, that, and the other thing. And as we set out, we found out that Myth, our other sibling, was kind of being pursued, attacked. I actually think we found this out before we left the city. The mage gave us some, ability to haste and get there quickly. Myth was kind of stuck in a cave, and the invisible assassin-y thing that was attacking us, we managed to bring it down, get Myth, and we headed off from there into Luster, where we actually had a conversation with Vent's mom, the leader of the city, the Afriti. I don't remember her name, but after the fanfare and all of the fun stuff that happened there, she said, "Hey, let's go and explore the vault and see, what the armory and what we might be able to equip you guys to be able to go fight this fire dragon and be able to survive and rescue our dear sibling."
Stephen.
Hi everybody, I'm Stephen Partridge, author of The Misadventurers and Almost Epic Tale. I am playing Prudence, a tiefling, part druid, part monk, currently more monk than druid. And last time, after we discovered that Myth was in danger, we drank a haste potion, went, and we totally kicked the maybe intangible, not sure if it has a butt, but we totally kicked the butt of the wind thing that was attacking her. And so she decided to join us. She informed us that she was in a pact with a being that wanted to know about us, and that this being, she was speaking to her from the darkness. And so that was super creepy. And then we got to meet her a little bit, and Prudence got some interaction with her, but also vaguely sent a message, which I'm not going to say quite threatened, but
Doug.
Vent. I am Nerd Doug. I'm playing Vent, Fire Genasi barbarian, and who's just learned he's basically a prince and also the de facto leader of the group, which he takes very seriously. And Vent was astounded to learn that their longtime patron, quest giver, Alec, was actually a magic user. I thought he was just really smart. I still haven't actually seen any evidence of magic, but that is in the back of Vent's mind. Let's see. What didn't people say? Sin came to us with an amulet he'd found that had the constellation, the sword of Xiphos on it, and an engraved letter L on the back. And we know a lot of people, named with L names, so we're not 100% sure on that. But we did meet my mom, Queen Kendara, who Venda met for the first time, and it was not as bad as he thought. It went pretty good. She wasn't a terrible, tyrannical warlord. In fact, she seemed like a good leader of Leicester. And so they started that relationship. And overall, we learned that there was a red dragon amassing an army in the mountains that we were heading towards, where also we believe the forces of this dragon have captured Sir Louvel. So we were trying to make haste to get there. And in visiting the armory, we discovered a lot of fire-resistant things, which would be awesome to fight a red dragon with. But most of us are resistant to fire or use fire, so they're still handy for Sheldon and some other allies.
Can't wear armor.
Yeah. But we're undaunted. Our primary goal is to rescue our sibling.
Dave.
I will say I'm playing Unga, and I have no last name, but I don't need one because I have a boon companion, Sheldon, the giant, often crotchety crab. In my head, he sounds like Rodney Dangerfield too.
That is a new twist.
He gets no respect. So they pretty much covered everything. The vault was kind of bust for everybody but my character. Everyone else has fire resistance, or they can't wear armor and use their magics, so that's kind of problematic. So we did get to crush an invisible stalker, which we got a little vengeance, and yes, we did threaten one of our siblings, and an episode rarely goes by without us threatening somebody at some point. We make friends along the way and sometimes threaten them too. But yeah, I have nothing else to add because you guys covered it all very well.
I do have one last thing to add for _ Pineapple Peach Kombucha. As always, the brand is unknown because they do not pay me.
All right, so you guys have set off toward the mountain. And, this is going to involve another trek through the desert, which we are going to gloss because I'm not running desert travel. But you guys do eventually make it to, the edge of this mountain, and there's like a bit of a ravine where the sand is just kind of like falling off into a hole in this like thin land bridge that goes from like where the desert ends to like the rocky face of the mountain. And like if you look down there, you can just kind of see the sand falling into like this shimmering purple warp at the bottom.
Oh,
that's weird.
Yes, well, a lot of things on this journey are weird.
Yeah. Oh, I did forget one thing. All of Megan's Dragonborn are humanoid traffickers. So far.
That is true.
But we're gonna put it. We put an end to it once, and we'll put an end to it again.
Mm-hmm. You think these are the same forces that took Liara? Was that her name? Litha.
I don't know, but I know it's wrong for
absolutely.
to own other people. I do know that.
100%. I'll give you a bro, fist clap on that one.
Yeah.
Do you think this is where we must go in?
So how much of an impression did that sort of starry path to Louvel make on us looking through the telescope? Or pretty good feeling what if I concentrate on that band of constellation energy that we all feel? Do I feel like this is the right way to go, that we need to go into this hole?
That is a very good question. Give me give me a wisdom check.
Okay. Ooh, my best stat. I'm gonna charge the power positive energy. Nope. So that is a 4, so 3.
So you don't feel anything when you try to focus down on it, but you do know that this ravine goes for a very long direction in both ways, and if you want to get to that mountain, you're pretty much going to have to cross here or walk for an indeterminate amount of time in either direction.
Well, we know that the captors had a cage, right? They had captives in it, so they must have crossed here. there's no way they would have got to the other side. But the question is, is that some sort of portal? I don't know.
How is Myth feeling, and how have they been throughout this journey after leaving Luster?
So Myth, has been just kind of like keeping to herself in the back of the group. Watching you guys, watching her own back, more than occasionally looking behind you to make sure nothing's following. Occasionally she'll just get really quiet and mumble to herself, like she's trying to get something that you guys can't hear to shut up.
Throughout this journey, I don't know how long we traveled from Luster to here. Sin has always been, very embracing, cares a lot about his siblings, feels that, this family is definitely more of a family than he had growing up. His grandfather was not very emotional. I don't know what Myth had. She's been very secretive. So I want to use that time to see what I can do to lift her up. If she seems bothered, put an arm around her shoulder, and even if it's just me prattling on, because everybody knows Sin likes to talk, he will do that. If I get the sensation that she's trying to get something out of her head, well, let her listen to me instead of whatever voice she's hearing.
Okay, that seems to be working, actually. She starts, thawing a little bit as you do so, talking to people a little bit more. As it turns out, she is quite a fan of puns.
Excellent. Well, Sin has probably heard a few, so he'll definitely share.
So how wide is this ravine?
Wide enough to roll a cart full of people across. It's pretty sizable there. 20 feet at least.
But there's something purpley below?
Oh yeah,
Shimmering.
way down there at the bottom of this ravine. It's a shimmering purple. It's almost like a river, but made of something arcane.
Yeah, I want to pick up a rock and throw it in.
You throw it in, there's no splash or anything, it just whoop, and then vanishes.
Yeah.
So do we see a way down into the ravine, like how they would have maybe got a cart down there?
Oh no, there's a land bridge that goes from this side to the other side where the mountains are.
Oh, okay. But there's this magical purpley warpy thing below the bridge.
Yes.
That's not ominous at all.
I gotta say, it looks interesting.
It does look interesting, and I'm mightily tempted too.
Do we want to tie off to each other?
That's not a bad idea. Yeah.
Does the
bridge across the bridge?
I mean, if it had a covered wagon drawn by horses, I really don't think us walking it on foot should cause any problems.
Yeah,
what if a monster comes out of that purpley warbly stuff and eats you? Don't you want us to be able to bring your remains back?
What's on the other side of the land bridge? Is there open land, or does it just go into a mountain crack?
It's there's a bit of open land. It's open rock face, and then there's a I don't know what you call it when there's an outcropping of rock and kind of a path that goes up the side of the mountain. I think there's a word for that, but I don't know what it is. Yes, that's the word.
Okay. Oh, okay. I'm gonna peer really closely at that and just see is there any sort of sentries hiding amongst the rocks or anything. I'm not very good at it.
Either perception or investigation, whichever one you're better at.
While you're doing that, I kneel down to Sheldon. Hey, bud, you see anything? And I give him the wobbly eyebrows, because Sheldon has blind sight, 30-foot radius.
The bridge is longer than 30 feet, so he does not.
Okay. Well, I was hoping maybe down there he might see something.
Oh, it's also farther down than 30 feet.
All right, good job, bud. Good job. You tried.
He tried.
He points back at you.
Is there any sort of cover on our side, or rocks in the sand or anything?
Yeah, there's a couple just jutting out of the sandy bits there.
I'm gonna like motion to y'all and just be, to sort of like move behind one of them as we're just sort of discussing what to do.
Okay.
And I will just tell you, like, I'm, point out like that switchback and be like, I don't know, I mean, if this is some sort of amassing army, I mean, that could be a guarded pass.
Then what did you roll, by the way?
Oh, 12.
You do see something. You see 6 dead dragonborn lying in front of a hole in the crag across from you.
Oh, then I will be much more grave in telling them, like, and pointing that out and be like, there's 6 corpses over there. It looks like they're the dragonborn. Maybe even the ones that we were tracking.
I would prefer to not be tied to everyone else. And if you like, I might be able to scout ahead just a bit. And I sort of flutter my wings a little bit.
All right, Prudence, but be careful. We're not going to be able to help you.
I got a couple javelins. I mean, I'll cover Prudence. Just keep an eye around.
I will see. And I would like to fly up and go not over the land bridge, but just kind of like skirting it a little bit. Like, the only imagery I can come up with is like gargoyles when they're kind of like swirling around. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That kind of thing. That's what I'm going for. Just to kind of curve and get a good pan of what is going on the other side, if there's anyone waiting for us, if this is some sort of trap, because this just reeks of trap. Like, my wisdom is enough to know that this reeks of trap.
All right, so there are 6 dead dragonborn, and then the wagon wheels continue onward into the crag, in fact, where the corpses are lying in front of. As far as the switchback goes, give me perception or investigation, whichever. I don't care.
Okay, I think between those two, I prefer perception. Yes,
Okay.
I do. I prefer perception. First roll of the night, and it's a 5. So 7 altogether.
All right, so you don't see anything until an arrow comes zipping at you from behind one of the rocks on that switchback. Does a 19 hit your AC?
It does. I already know it does. Yeah. It does.
Okay, so that's gonna be 3 piercing damage.
Can I use deflect missiles?
You can.
I would like to do that. So I
I'm
use
just-
my reaction to, I think I roll a D10 and add my monk level. My monk level is 3. So roll a D10.
Do you have your dex modifier?
So that's 8. So I reduced it to 0 damage.
I'm just imagining you slapping it out of the sky with your tail, like, get that away from me.
Oh, yeah.
You could throw it back if you reduced it to 0.
I am not going to throw it back.
Okay.
I just want to, like, whip it out of the way with my tail.
It whoops into the swirling arcane globule below.
Nice.
I give Sin a I told you so look.
And how big is this opening?
So it's a pretty sizable hole in the rock face.
Okay.
Like, it was big enough to bring that big old wagon through there. So, like, about 15 feet wide.
15 feet wide. How high up?
Like 40 feet.
40 feet. Oh, God.
But it's not that wide at the top. It starts off 15 feet, and then by the time you get to the top, it's like a foot.
Okay.
You have to fly
So-
sideways.
How far away from us did Prudence get before she was attacked?
Okay, so we're gonna say that the land bridge is 50 feet across, and Prudence
Ooh.
got to about 20 feet out before the shooting happened.
Did she get to the Dragonborn, or had she
No.
not gotten that far yet? Okay.
No, she's not gotten that far yet.
You said it came out from the cave, though, right?
No, not the cave, from the switchback.
The switchback. Okay.
Which leads to the cave.
So
Yes.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
Can I use mold earth to make a barrier so that it would be, if my brothers were to travel across this land bridge, that they would have a little bit of cover from where this arrow came from?
Huh. That's a. Okay, so are you meaning to like put the barrier where the arrow was shot from?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I will look at where my brothers are and then look to where the arrow is. There's a little bit of a gleam of spite. And then I just reach over and touch the rock face. And my eyes sort of go black as the ground just sort of streaks this snake-like pattern that's like almost Raven from Teen Titans black and glows this like jutting 5-foot cube of earth.
So you hear like muffled draconic swearing as you entrap whatever it is that shot at you.
Cool. Come now.
I yelled to Sheldon. I was like, our sister needs us. And slap him on the shell. Zigzag pattern. And me and Sheldon will take the dodge action as we run.
All right.
I will run to the edge of the bridge and like keep my javelin ready and cover them as they just in like wait for like Sin and Sheldon and Unga and everything to get by. So just cover them as they cross the bridge.
Okay.
And then I'll follow.
How is Myth reacting?
Myth goes when Unga goes. Like she's like right behind him. She stays low. She is very obviously somebody that's never been shot at before because she has her hands up by her head and like kind of lowered a little bit. But like she's not freezing up or anything.
I will allow everyone to go first. I will reach down and pick up a pebble and grab some of the shadows from below and pull that into the pebble, and I am now cloaked in darkness.
Okay.
And I will just walk along, trying to not cover my siblings with the darkness.
So Vent, are you taking any evasive action?
No, I'm gonna use my action to ready an attack in case anything attacks them as they're crossing. And
Okay.
If once they get across, I'll follow.
Does a 16 hit your AC?
Yes.
All right. So that's going to be 3 piercing damage, and
Okay.
your action was readied, so you can fire back.
Oh, okay. I see what the thing is. All right. Is it more? I'm sure it's more than 30 feet away, so it's disadvantage with the javelin, but with the hay. Hey, still pretty good. 17.
That hits.
All right. And that is 5 piercing damage.
Okay, so
Javelin.
you see this little kobold drop from the switchback, and like the corpse just swoop down into the valley below.
Oh, jeez. Okay. There's a kobold. Huh. That's interesting. My mind starts calculating as I catch up with them, and I will.
It was red, by the way, if that matters.
Red. I haven't been noting the color of things, but I'll point that out. I'll be like, that there was a kobold. Do you think there's some kind of like maybe strife going on here? I mean, Dragonborn are much larger than kobolds. Maybe they're right, getting I don't know, unhappy.
I don't know. All I know is what they say when you see one kobold, there's like 50 more.
Do they say that? I've never heard that
That's
before.
what I've heard.
They would probably just be incinerated by the baseline heat of where I come from. There's not many kobolds there.
That would make sense.
Yeah, they would just turn to ash like instantly. Anyways.
So there are a couple more arrows that do like pepper into the land bridge as you guys cross it, but nobody else gets hit.
Okay. Well, we should probably
Are we moving an initiative, or are we just kind of trying to, or is this more of a hazard?
So once you get to the other side of the land bridge, I am going to have you guys roll initiative. So like, all right, so you've got the land bridge. There's this like a 50 by 50 space of just flat rock, and then the switchback that leads up to another outcropping of rock by the crag where the dead dragonborn are.
Okay. And there's at least one ranged attacker somewhere on the switchback.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Any
so
of you speak Kobold?
No.
Fairly certain.
Not unless they have any druids.
I know Common, Celestial, and Elvish. Sorry.
Yeah, just common and primordial here. Well, is there any for the immediacy? Is there anywhere for us to sort of like take cover of any sort, like even if it's
Yes.
just okay?
So there are definitely like rocks all over the place. You
Okay.
can totally like duck behind them, take a minute to orient yourselves.
Sure. This could be tricky. Unga, if you're up for a little climbing, I mean, we could just go straight up this wall here, right towards that crag. And
I don't know. We'll be kind of vulnerable to arrow fire while doing that. And also, Sheldon doesn't climb very well.
right, but we do have
with me.
yeah. Sheldon and Sin make a good team, and Prudence, you can fly. And I want to say Myth is like good with a crossbow or something. Did that come up at some point?
I don't
Or am I
remember.
just imagining that? I could just be.
I think she had a crossbow aimed at the rock in her shaky hands when
Yeah,
she
I remember that now. Yep,
Oh, okay.
she has a crossbow.
Right. Well, then that's perfect, Myth. I mean, you can just. It looks like we have pretty good cover here. You can just.
Okay, so I
cover
fire
us.
from behind and give you guys some cover, and
Yeah.
okay, I can do that.
Will Sheldon just follow me?
I don't
The
know.
long way around?
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to do this. That's just my proposal.
Yeah, he can follow you. He grumbles at me and does a little. Yes. He throws up his claws.
I like shimmy over to Sin. I'm like, give him a cookie.
I-
Oh yeah.
There's 15 feet of darkness between you and me. If you want to run through it.
So are we trying to give him a Scooby snack? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, basically a Sheldon snack.
Sheldon snack.
I can make the darkness go away for a moment if you really must speak with me.
No, I was just goofing around. I don't know. Maybe what do you guys think?
I wish we could talk to these little guys because they probably killed these Dragonborn. Maybe they hate humanoid trafficking as much as we do.
I'll just lean my head out and say like, does anybody here speak common? And I'll say like,
You hear some very rude chattering back in words that I'm probably not allowed to say on the internet.
sure. I will say, do any of you speak primordial in primordial?
No, they were speaking common. They were just
Oh.
swearing at you.
Oh, okay.
How many of you think Dragonborn are jealous of you because they don't have tails?
A beat of silence. All of us.
I knew it. We don't like Dragonborn either.
And then you hear like the quiet chittering laughter of the kobolds.
To be fair, dear brother, I've never tried one. I don't think it's right.
Well, all the Dragonborn we've met are all been humanoid traffickers.
That was a jest on eating them.
Oh. I don't think they eat them either because they left them over there.
So, one of them clears its throat and intones out, we still have to stop you. We still have to work with them whether we like it or not.
Who stopped these ones?
The bones.
Oh, what are the bones?
You'll find out.
Oh.
Kyrsis dictates. And like they're just sort of like bouncing back and forth. Like this is not the same kobold speaking every time, and they're like,
Sure.
How far away are these guys?
like 30 feet straight up.
Oh, okay, so they're 30 feet straight up.
Can we see them?
No, they're undercover as well, like behind rocks and stuff.
Okay.
Hey, brother, you're really good with taking away the light. Can you, like, add light?
Bad light? Not really.
What about you, sister? You've done some magic.
I could draw the little creatures here if you like.
How are you going to get them to come here?
I've got a trick.
I want to see this trick.
Do try it.
So I take the pebble and I just put it into my pouch, and in so doing, I am going to pull out a gem, and I am going to cast Incite Greed.
Ooh.
No. What do they have to roll?
When you cast a spell, you present the gem, use as a material component, and choose any number of creatures within range that you can see. Range area is 30 feet. Each target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be charmed by you until the spell ends or until your companions do anything to harmful to it. While charmed in this way, a creature can do nothing but use its movement to approach you in a safe manner. While an affected creature is within 5 feet of you, it cannot move, but simply stare greedily at the gem you present.
So,
It's awesome.
all right. They are. It doesn't say this on the stat block, but they're dragon adjacent, and dragons have a hoarding instinct, so I'm going to give them disadvantage on the saving throw.
Ooh.
That one,
Oh
nat
my
one.
gosh.
That one, nat 2'd. Does 11 pass?
No.
Okay, so like 4 of them, seriously, and you can hear like the last one scraping at the inside of the stone encasement that Prudence put around it earlier. But like they just, sort of like leap off and like kind of hover down as like bat-like wings fan out, and they just sort of like draw in close to you.
Intel. What are you cooking up there, brother?
Like scrabbling, trying to get this gem.
Do we have to make a saving throw as well? Is it like
No.
anybody that sees it?
Any number of creatures that I choose.
Oh, that's awesome. Wow, that's a good spell.
Yeah,
So-
I've got spells that can do damage that scale. This was definitely fitting for Sim.
All right.
Shall we sneak past while they are occupied?
Well, I mean, they're only going to stay here for so long.
And then
so at the end of each turn, the affected target can make a wisdom saving throw. If it succeeds, it ends for that target.
All right, Sheldon, let's go to work. So Sheldon is just going to keep dodging and rush forward, and I will also rush forward.
Well, they're all right there.
They are.
Oh,
all the
never mind.
kobolds except for the one in the stone box that's trying to get out and can't.
He can't get out. Oh, because he... right.
Can I fly them one at a time past?
So do they pay attention to like nothing else but the gem?
They can do nothing but stare greedily at the gem.
And they get
So
a
yeah,
for every round.
I'm just gonna like sort of just like Homer Simpson away from them and just walk up the path.
I'm murdering them. They're only going to
What?
come after us. They literally said we have to stop.
Oonga. Oh no. All right.
It's concentration for a minute. So like.
And they get a saving throw every round.
Yeah.
Yeah. So eventually they're going to come in.
I brought them to
you. Yeah.
I did my job.
You absolutely did your job. Now it's time to get to work.
Well, I mean, if all they can do is stare at this gem, then like, by all means.
Oh man.
I mean,
I'm not even gonna make you roll because they've got like 5 hit points, and there's no way that you're gonna miss while they're just sitting there staring at this gem. So Oonga like cuts some kobold throats, and there are now 4 dead kobolds on the floor.
Ooh.
Oh my.
So I want to march over to the box. Hey, you in the box.
You can still hear the shittering in the It's like just this stone box on the switchback up there.
The rest of your brethren are dead. Tell me about the bones.
What?
Your brethren, they're dead. I just killed them. I watered the earth with their blood, and yours is next if you don't tell me about the bones.
The bones are a danger to us too.
What are they?
They were set up to protect the valley for a long time there, but we don't have any control over them, and the Dragonborn fight them when they come through, and we're supposed to stop anyone from getting through to them in the first place, and You really killed them.
Yeah, you shot arrows at us.
You were coming through here. We were supposed to shoot anyone that comes through here.
Well, I'm supposed to kill anyone that shoots arrows at my siblings.
Did Kyrsis tell you to?
No, I told me to. Well, Sheldon is fond of them too.
Are you a dragon?
No. I'm a half-orc.
I'm a kobold.
Well, there's less kobolds now because you shot arrows at us. So what do these bones look like? My sister is going to close that box on you any second now. And the only thing keeping that from happening is you keep talking to me.
Like a big snake. Big snake bones.
Oh. Big snake bones. That sounds awful. You know, we killed a giant snake named Bird Eater. The thing was huge. It ate like half a village of bird people. But we killed it.
Wow. At once?
I don't know. I think it kept coming back and eating them.
That must have taken a very long time.
It was a really big snake.
I am not a really big snake.
So, how many other kobolds are in here?
Oh, many. Very many.
I heard
Inside, safe from the bones.
I've heard that. I heard if you see one kobold, there's 50 more. And we've already seen what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my god, there's like 1,000 of you in there, isn't there?
A little chuckle. Maybe. I actually don't know how to count higher than 10. More than 10.
More than 10. Is Catharsis in there?
What?
Carthus? What did you say?
Kyrsis.
Kyrsis, that's what I meant. Kyrsis. Is Kyrsis in there too?
Yes, she directs from inside the kobolds and the dragonborn. And the ogres.
And oh yeah. Oh, we gotta talk to her. How do we get a meeting?
One does not simply just walk up and talk to Kyrsis.
Yeah,
The last person I know that did that got eaten.
Oh, yeah. That would be bad. And Sheldon already looks very delicious. Especially after you apply fire. We need a plan. Hey! Prudence, can you let this one out?
I suppose. And I walk up to it and put my hand on it and just like squeeze, and the whole thing turns to sand.
And like there's just this little red kobold, like it's like Erd, you know, with the wings, and she's just kind of like looking around at the now sanded box and looks up at Unga, and she's like, "You are a very big person." And then she looks at Vent and she's like, "You are an even bigger person."
We're very large.
We hear
Much
that a
bigger
lot.
than you.
So Sina's going to take a look at the kobolds and then I guess the dragonborn en route. Did anyone have anything of, note or value?
Oh, you're looting the bodies?
Yes.
So you'll probably drum up about 5 copper pieces, some interestingly shaped rocks, a couple of bones that they thought were useful for picking their teeth, like just things that they thought looked cool that they picked up. One of them has like this little shard of glass that's like kind of bottle glass green. Just thought it was pretty.
Uga, did you take the one prisoner? Is that what you're doing?
Oh, they also have bows that are small kobold-sized bows.
Essentially, yes.
Okay, I was just making sure.
What about the dragonborn?
So you're going over to where the dragonborn are.
Yes.
Okay, I need everybody to roll initiative.
Oh, lovely.
I thought that wasn't the one that Dave is talking to up above.
Yeah, the dragonborn are too. You have to go up the switchback, and then there's the crag, and then the dragonborn corpses are in front of it.
Oh, I thought the dragonborn corpses were before the kobolds.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, then I would not have.
Okay.
I would not be going that far alone. I might be dumb, but I'm not stupid.
Well, how far away are the dragonborn corpses?
I mean, like, just about 20 feet further than where you're standing.
Because I'm not going to lie, I was going to go investigate and see how they died.
Wait.
Oh,
wait,
there's
wait, wait.
bites taken out of them.
Yeah, the kobold said the bones killed the dragonborn.
Yeah,
Right?
Yes.
which are like bone serpent things.
Yeah.
So I will instigate your roll for initiative because I was planning on looking at seeing how they died. And from 20 feet away, I don't think I can accurately see bites taking out of them. That is a 7.
Ooh.
Are we all wrong?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I got 22.
I got 21.
I have a 22 as well.
Okay, which of you two is going first?
I will allow our leader to go first.
All right, Vint, you are up. You can see the bones stirring inside the shadows as Unga approaches. By the way.
So he's up ahead of me. So yeah, I'm just gonna get tail out and grip it and just kind of cautiously go after him. I don't want Unga to be alone, and just sort of like keeping an eye on those bones. But I'm just trying to catch up with Unga for my turn. That's it. If something pops out and gets near, I will swing tail at it.
Sin. And like I said, you can see the bones stirring inside the cavern, just not quite what they are yet.
Mm-hmm.
So we are under the impression that, Bones is a creature and it looks like it's stirring.
Yes.
Fireball.
I don't do fireball.
Shadow Ball.
I will blast it with a ray of frost. And that's pathetic. That is a 13.
That does not hit.
I did not think so.
Prudence.
So I would like to reach down and scoop up a handful of this. Is it purple sand? Or whatever the sand
I mean,
is.
like it would be like black sand because it like came from black stone, I would imagine.
Okay, so I pick up a handful of this black sand and whisper something to it, and then and fairy fire at the bones.
Okay. What do I have to roll for that again?
It is a dexterity saving throw. I imagine this thing's probably pretty dexterous.
Ooh, 21.
Oh, that definitely makes it. So nothing happens, just pretty lights. Nothing happens.
All right. So a wind blows through and like rattles the bones that are on the ground and like through the bones of this creature, and I need everyone to make charisma saves.
Oh, probably really good at those. Oh, that's a natural 20 to give me a 19.
Ooh, I failed. 4.
Yeah.
All right, Vint is feared.
6.
Okay.
Prudence is also feared.
13.
You pass.
All right.
All right,
Oh,
so
cool. There's even a little condition saying D&D Beyond.
the kobold also failed and is now flying away at ludicrous speed because none of you tied it up or anything.
Ludicrous speed.
Sheldon also failed.
Okay, so did Myth.
So who didn't fail?
Just Sin and Unga.
Okay. It's your time to shine.
Wow. Sheldon got a 0.
Oh, Sheldon.
No.
I rolled a 4 and Sheldon gets a 0.
So the
Guys are
bones
friends.
like start to coalesce, and it is basically like just this really big, like long skeletal snake, right? And it is large. And the lower jaw like kind of splits a little bit at the bottom, and like you can kind of like hear the rattling of the wind like through these bones as it like starts to lurch out of the cavern. It takes a look at who's assembled and just quick like a viper is going to bite at Unga. 10 is not going to hit your AC though, so it closes its mouth like just short of you, and then Myth kind of like shakes her fear off but can't really do anything this round, and then Unga's up.
All right. Bonus action, Hunter's Mark. Oh, you made Sheldon run away, and I don't like bullies. That's a 25 to hit.
Oh, that hits.
All right, so that's damage. That damage is not going to be great. It's going to be 7 points of damage for the first attack, and the second attack. Ooh, that's not going to hit. That's only going to be an 11.
No, that does not hit.
Yeah, that was a warning shot for you.
Okay, and then we are back up to Vent.
So I can't move closer than it. Do you have to move away, or you just can't move any closer?
You just can't move any closer.
So I am going to then produce flame, and I'll throw it at it. Because I am not close enough to attack. And I'm going to put this die in dice jail. And use this one. And that is a 21.
That hits.
All right. That is 8 fire damage.
Okay.
And is trying to mask my fear. But it is terrifying.
All right, you can repeat your save.
Oh, okay. What was it, charisma? Oh, yeah, 4 again.
Okay, so you're still afraid, but you're
I'll take
you're
a few
fine.
steps back. Just like...
Sin.
All right, I will repeat performance of Ray of Frost. That is going to be 21.
That hits.
So that is 10 cold damage, and its speed is reduced by 10 feet.
Okay. Prudence.
Okay, so Prudence looks almost disgusted with herself, and just with shaking hands, these orbs of coalescing purple, blue, and pink light appear and just Starfire style throw them at him as I am going for my Radiant Sunbolts, or Starbolts, how I flavor it.
I love it.
So I need to go to my unarmed strike and make that attack. So the first one is a 14.
That does not hit.
Okay, so miss with the first one. That makes sense. And I will go for the second one. That's a 10. Nope, that won't hit either. And that is my round, I suppose.
Steven, is Prudence Sunsoul Monk?
Yes.
Nice.
Yep.
So we just need a Cyborg and a Robin and a Beast Boy reference.
Yeah, I've already got Starfire and Raven covered a little bit.
The kobold continues to fly away at ludicrous speed. The bones is going to lift itself up, open its entire head, unhinge that jaw that doesn't have any skin on it, and you can see this flicker in the base of where its throat would have been, and this bolt of lightning comes jettisoning out. And it's gonna try to line up to hit Unga and Vent, and I am going to need, hold on just a second, I think Dex throws, let me check.
Right.
Yes, dexterity saving throws.
Ooh, that's gonna be a 12.
That passes.
I got a 22.
You get advantage.
Yeah, I know. 20 danger sense, yeah. I just saw that. 22. Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks
that
for the reminder.
also passes.
Yeah.
So unless you have evasion, you're going to take 13. I already have that down. Lightning damage.
All right.
All right. Myth attempts to line up a shot with her crossbow and misses terribly because her hands are shaking so badly, but she does manage to shake off her fear after, and then Unga's up.
All right. Let's see. Do we do something crazy or just attack? We'll just attack. Maybe. Well, that's gonna miss because that's a 12, and that didn't hit last time. And then we have a 22.
That hits.
All right. Oh boy, we're rolling terrible for the damage though. 8 points of damage. Yes, we're moving upwards. And then I guess the Sheldon now get a saving throw.
Yes.
And that's gonna be a 5.
That does not pass.
He's still booking. He just envisions boiling pots of water.
Oh.
Shoot, I was supposed to save, wasn't I?
You can go ahead and do it now
Oh.
if you want.
Okay, I was going to say I'll just assume I failed, but let's see. Yeah, I failed anyway. Doesn't matter.
Okay, then.
6 + 1.
I am ashamed of myself being afraid, but I'm still going to take another, I don't know, just step back like 5 feet, and I'm going to produce flame again. And that is, 11.
11 does not hit.
He's just like cursing himself, like, I'm just watching. I think, Uga, you're the only one that's in melee with it, right?
Yeah. Good job,
What is-
brother.
Then-
Keep distracting it.
Don't forget your save.
Oh, yeah. 11?
Not quite. You're close, but not quite.
I was all
Finn.
prepared to be
13
inspired
passed,
by
so
Uga.
you're close.
All right.
What is the terrain like? There's
It's
something
just-
that
It's flat. There's like rocks dispersed around occasionally, and then there's the crag behind this thing.
all right. So this thing has got some kind of area effect thing. I don't want to be in any kind of line. Could I get behind any kind of cover?
Yes.
All right. I will take cover. I have a 22 to hit for 11 cold. Another ray of frost.
Okay. So you hit it pretty good there, Prudence.
Okay, just like getting more and more panicked. I'm going to do the same thing again, but I'm actually going to go with Flurry of Blows this time,
Okay.
even though I'm pretty sure I can't hit it worth crap. Natural 19, 24.
That hits.
Okay, so roll that. That is a total of 3 radiant damage.
Okay.
And then roll again. Oh, I love this. Is so convenient. Oh, now I'm rolling well. A dirty 20 to hit. And then damage is nice. 6 radiant damage. And
Okay.
one more, I believe. 12 to hit.
Does not hit.
Okay, last one misses.
You get 4 attacks if you flirt.
No, because I'm only level 3 monk.
Oh, that's right.
So
Yeah.
I haven't gone to the extra attack yet.
Curse those druid
I'm
levels.
like booking it towards extra attack, and then I'm gonna switch back is my plan. But yeah,
So like that kobold is gone. You guys are probably never going to hear from her again. So the it's gonna open its maw again, like line up at Unga. And vent if possible.
Sure.
Oh yeah, you guys dex throws. I don't
23.
need to roll for this. You pass.
12.
You also pass.
Oh.
So that's halved down, going to be 17 lightning damage this time.
Ooh.
And Myth just whipping with that crossbow once again. There are just a couple bolts sticking out of the wall behind this thing. She's really not that good with it, apparently, Unga.
Doing great.
You're doing great. Why don't you Eldritch Blast like all the other warlocks?
I don't know
You
what
stayed
she
home
had.
that day. You stayed home that day on Warlock School. 14, I believe, misses. And a 19.
19 hits.
Oh my god, I just can't roll any damage though. Son of a monkey's uncle. That is going to be 6 points. We're going the wrong
That's
way.
enough. That's
Oh.
enough. Would you like to describe?
Oh, absolutely. I just totally my first one totally whiffs. So I just continue with spinning all the way around, and as I come around facing back at the creature, I totally, golf swing uppercut with the axe, taking it right under the jaw, cleaving the head in twain, so now it opens in like 4s. As it flies backwards into a pile of bones.
And then there is silence.
Ugh, that was tough, fellas and sis. Wow. I couldn't have taken too many more of those lightning shots.
Yeah, Vent's just gonna like plop down on the ground, ashamed of himself, and also severely injured.
twitching a little bit from
Yeah.
the lightning damage.
Mhm.
I feel like
It's like
he
muttering
walks.
to. Yeah. It's
Do we
like,
wish to
just
take
I
a
couldn't
rest
even get near it.
How loud
Prudence
was
is
the
like teary-eyed.
It was pretty loud. But it sounded like discharge. It could easily have been mistaken for a storm.
Do you think there's any more of those creatures?
Sounded like they referred to it as bones in the singular.
Yeah,
Oh.
the bones.
The bones. Yeah, but they also said the Dragonborn would come out and fight them when they could.
So what kind of snake was this? Did it have like, sharp, nasty, pointy teeth? And,
Yes.
is it with like two massive fangs, or was it like rows of teeth?
Did it have a
Like
skeletal hood?
rows. Yes. Dave. Which I'm pretty sure is not how actual snake skeletons work.
Probably not.
It's magic. It's magic.
It had a skeletal
Yes.
hood. Yeah.
Crazy Wizard did it.
Who's looking more hurt out of the group?
I'm looking emotionally and physically hurt.
Yeah, I'm down 30.
Okay, so
On a scale of 0 to 55, I'm about 22.
I will go up to you said you have what, Doug?
On a scale of 0 to 55, I have 22.
Okay, so I will cast I don't have cure wounds prepared. Dang it, I have healing word prepared. Okay.
I do
So
have cure wounds.
I will
Kadunga's like, wimp.
instead-
Not gonna cure you.
I'll use Balm of the Summer Court.
All right.
So like a petal wind swirls around you with these glowing like cherry blossoms. And I will go ahead and burn all of it.
Wow.
So that is 2d6. Okay, you get 9 hit points back.
Okay. So Vent gets up and he looks.
And
He pulls it together. Normally, he would probably be more like, just entranced by the magical effect. But he's just like, oh, thanks. I don't know what it had. I couldn't even take a step towards that thing.
you're welcome. I was also rather. It bothered me as well. And I would like to turn and just stretch out my hand, and a similar wind goes around Unga. And so, Unga, you are going to get 5 hit points back.
Thank you, sister.
Sin's not going to acknowledge the, Vent, talking about, not being able to approach it. He just saw it as, Vent's trying a different tactic.
I didn't notice either.
So
I feel good about it.
I walk up to.
That was a good ego boost. Thanks.
I walk up to Vent. Seeing the damage. Our leader needs to be intact. And I conjure the radiant energy for the day into my hand, and place it upon your chest from where you took the lightning bolt, and I heal you for 6.
It was 2 lightning bolts.
Oh,
But thanks.
I will walk over to Vent. Good job, brother. You had it thoroughly distracted. I didn't know which way to turn with all that fire raining down on it. And I'll slap your shoulder and you'll get 15 back.
Wow. Okay. Hey, thanks.
And then I will use my other second level slot on myself as well. And
Should we perhaps rest for a bit?
I feel
Maybe
great.
just
Let's
an
check
hour.
out this Dragonborn, head in that cave.
So I would like to try and remove one of the smaller teeth from this thing.
Easily done.
How big is the smallest pointy tooth?
Like about the size of your middle finger.
All right, that works. That's not too large.
So that wagon went in here. They just lost a few along the way. Is basically what we're thinking.
Yes.
You might be right, Unga. There might be more of these. I mean, I doubt they you think they got past, and just fended it off and rushed by?
I assume there are more the way they're talking. I mean, that thing was tough, but with enough numbers, I'm sure even they would have brought it down. The Dragonborn.
Yeah.
I am going to use my radiant thing to recover a hit die.
What?
10. And so the radiant thing, it's just like hit die, so your con plus your die.
I thought it was just a d6.
Yeah, it's just a d6.
Oh, I have something completely different written down. Okay. Too bad. Now I'm probably going to roll a 1 instead of max. 4. All right. And I will correct that on my sheet.
Has Sheldon
are
come
you
back
all
yet?
right?
He was running away.
Are you still hurting?
No,
Is
yeah,
Inga
I'm
still
good.
hurting? Or Vent?
I'm good. I got 40 hit points out of.
Yeah, I'm
so
fine.
I should be all right.
All right. Because I have a medical kit, but I'm not sure how much good it does.
It doesn't do anything unless you have the feet.
Okay, and I also have an herbalism kit. Can I just scout the area, see if there's any herbs of use? I don't know, just to see.
There is nothing growing here.
Okay, yeah, I figured, but I would ask. Sometimes deserts have plants.
So we're looking at ahead, just like a tunnel into the earth.
Yes.
So-
And it just goes down.
Sure. Oh, really? It starts descending
Yeah.
right away. It's like, this is like the do or die moment, right? I mean, we gotta go in there.
Yes.
We do. Do we have a plan for dealing with the dragon?
We do not.
I think the plan is to not deal with the dragon
I
and
like
to
that
just
plan.
get people out.
Yeah.
Can all of you see in the dark?
Quite well, in fact.
Yes,
I
me
can.
and Sheldon.
I also can.
Good. Then we won't need a light necessarily to
Well,
guide
we do
our
have
path
Vince
and
Egg.
draw attention.
It's just a narrative thing. Does so we know those kobolds work with the dragonborn. I mean, they know we're here, or they might have just assumed we got killed by them, whatever that thing was. So that they might, we're gonna have to be extra on guard.
Oh, and I want to warn you. I don't know if you heard our conversation, but there's like 1,000 kobolds down here.
1,000?
Yeah, pretty sure. Me and that other kobold did the math together, and apparently, she was like one of the best kobold mathematicians of her people,
Mm-hmm.
and it's easily 1,000.
Sister, are you any good with locks?
That's the no.
Then Unga will be our primary person to unlock the cages.
Yeah, I can unlock the cages, or I can unlock the cages, whatever you
I
need.
think being sneaky about it is probably better,
Yeah, it's not as much fun, but you're probably right.
but that means the rest of us will have to draw attention and fire, and we will not have the benefit of Unga, and Sheldon will probably have to watch Unga's back.
So, are you saying that we are not here to take out the dragon?
I mean, I suppose we could if you intend to, but I suppose we need to make that decision first. I was under the impression we would not.
I was under the impression that we were, and I'm very much, to be fair, I'm afraid of this dragon. Dragons are large and scary.
They are. Real talk,
But-
I am also afraid. I thought, if we had no other choice, I mean, it was a possibility, but I much would like to just rescue our sibling and
Be honest with us, Vin. What are our chances? You are our resident dragon expert.
I mean, if this dragon is amassing an army, it must be quite powerful. I mean, if, we had trouble just getting in the front door, I don't think we would stand much of a chance. But if we can rescue Louvel, maybe bring them to the temple, get and see what happens, and perhaps, I mean, if this is a huge threat to the area, I'm sure my mother might have, her own forces. It might even threaten Canopy. It's not that far. So, but yeah, it's much larger than I think we can handle right now.
Louvel needs to be a priority.
Yes,
That much
absolutely.
is certain. But based on the information, I do believe that someone, and I hate to say it as us, need to deal with this at some point in time in the near future.
I agree.
Question for Vent.
Sure.
Is it so? I would imagine that a creature that collects wealth likely has a degree of ego about it.
Oh, yeah.
Do we think it is feasible to get the dragon talking long enough for Unga to subtly free the prisoners and then have our dear sister lead them out? And
That's
then
not a bad
ambush
idea.
it?
That could work, perhaps. I mean, after all, I am a prince. That might give us some bargaining.
And our
power.
brother is very good at stroking others' egos. And I look at Gleason.
The two ones that are the most afraid. Well, what do you say, Sin?
Well,
you want to go sweet talk a dragon?
I am certain I could put on a brave face and engage in conversation.
That's what you do best.
Well,
I feel like if we even start talking to the dragon, we've gone in the wrong direction.
Why don't we head in with the goal of, I mean, we don't even know what's in there or how far this tunnel goes, but I agree with Sin. Our primary goal should be rescuing Lavelle. But if confronted with this dragon, we'll take that approach. Sin can take the lead, and I will try to leverage my newfound noble status.
So, to what end are we looking at? What is the ruse? Are we seeking alliance of power between Luster and this creature? Are we?
That's not a bad idea. You know what? That's pretty clever, Sin. Sure, I mean,
Yes.
You have to.
my Luster has, elemental allies and, resources from other planes.
You know,
in order to properly tell the lie, you must have the story. If you're forced to come up with it on the spot, moments of hesitation can give you away.
I'm going to...
And get you set on fire.
Well, I am very much not looking forward to that.
I see one problem.
What's that?
The humanoid traffickers go around Luster because there's already, apparently, there's got to be some tension because they don't go through Luster because they're not allowed to come through with their slaves. So it might be weird if you're seeking an alliance.
Oh no, I thought we could take a threatening approach.
Suppose there was a new threat to Luster, and to the point that the good queen would have to send her dear lost prince to seek an alliance with someone she would otherwise avoid.
I kind of like the idea of intimidating him. I'm thinking of what I saw in that mirror. I'm like, I think I could do it.
If you're looking to be more aggressive, then perhaps Mother has gone elsewhere and you are in charge. Perhaps you are looking to gain wealth and gain influence of your own accord, and you don't care about these petty squabbles of measly humans. Perhaps.
Oh, you mean like I'm trying to overthrow the queen while she's away?
Not so much overthrow, but just a new set of rules. The children will play while the mother's away.
Oh no, I think the other way is better if you're trying to take over, and then maybe you have different policies.
Hmm. Hey, did we bring any of that armor? Yeah, you're wearing some of that armor from that armor.
Yes.
I didn't get it.
But Sin does have a jewel to offer as a peace offering.
What?
If we intend to kill the thing after we've freed everyone, you could easily get it back.
Okay.
We just need enough time for Unga to free the others. I will remain hidden, probably with our sister. And then when the time is right, she can take the prisoners, and Unga and I can launch an assault.
I mean, that sounds like as good an idea as any to me.
I don't think we're going to assault the dragon today. As much as I would love to assault a dragon, right? I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that dragon is way bigger than the snake.
Yes, and much of my healing capacity is used until I can rest properly.
Yeah. We may have to wait on our dragon slaying career, because if we can get out of here, and then we'll have all of us, then we can go to the temple, we can get the sword. Maybe with the demon sword we can kill the dragon.
Perhaps. Another alternative plan. We don't confront the dragon at all and create a diversion within the cave. I could easily create a cave in somewhere, key, central, and from there let the dragonborn and ogres and anyone else who occupies this space be distracted while we go in and free the prisoners and make a run for it.
Yeah.
That's
Whatever.
the wisest thing I've heard all day, Prudence.
Whatever chaos, confusion, and injuries that happen possibly lessen the forces we have to contend with later.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that idea.
So
Anything that doesn't involve intentionally confronting this crisis, crisis.
I do believe that we were debating the idea of the confrontation being the distraction if need be.
Yeah, if need be. Hopefully, we'll see. We'll get. I mean, like I said, we don't even know what's down there. I'm sure we could take one step in that cave and it would change everything.
Here is the one concern that I would pose. If I cause a cave in, that is all my magic for the rest of the day. I can still do this, and I produce the orb of light,
Mm-hmm.
but my connection with nature will have been severed enough that I will need to recuperate.
Well, I mean, do we want to rest out here? Or just inside? I mean, I feel like we're in danger pretty much everywhere around here.
yeah, eventually new guards are going to come to replace the old guards, and they're going to find the dead guards, and then
There is that river of shimmering stuff.
Oh yeah, let's throw all the bodies in there.
Oh, we broke Megan.
Did we ever have a chance to look through the Dragonborn? Did they have anything of note?
Okay, so the Dragonborn have silver and not copper. There's like 8 silver pieces that you can drum up between them. Like, they're not paid super great, but they do have swords that are fairly decent.
I'm going to get my javelin back if I'm able from that kobold I killed.
While they're doing that, I'm dragging bodies to the bridge to throw over into the purple.
Yeah,
Add
this
that
is
5
gruesome,
copper
but just...
and 8 silver to the party list there.
Oh. Mm.
Oh, and one of them has a note that's basically like a little gambling record with another one of the Dragonborn that's like, if I can kill more people on the way back to the nest, I'll win the horse that we stole from that village.
Jeez. Giving these guys leisure stuff
Did
is
it
bad.
have a name of the village?
No. This is that village.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really not liking Dragonborn.
Well,
We haven't met a decent one yet. Even the dead ones we meet aren't decent.
Hmm.
From the grave, they figure out how to be jerks.
Can we judge
it-
someone based on their lineage?
What about their
before
humanoid trafficking?
That is their bad actions. That does not mean that all who share the lineage must also be bad.
I don't believe that's what he's saying. He's just saying that we haven't met a good one yet. Even the dead ones are jerks.
before Inga disposes of all the bodies, I want to catch up with them and be like, "Do you want to try a little experiment?
Like what?
Why don't we tie a rope off on this poor soul and sort of lower it down into that and see if we can pull it back up?"
Like you want to go fishing?
Yeah, I want to see what happens. I mean, I don't want to just jump in that shimmering stuff, but aren't you a little curious what it is?
Okay, but we got a saying
What's
in
that?
the wilderness: "Don't poke the bear." But let's find out. You're the smartest.
What's the bear in this situation?
You're the smartest person I know. We're going to go fishing.
Yeah, I just wanna like lower it down and then just wait a moment and then try to pull it up and see if anything happens.
So what do you think?
Disintegrate.
What do you think is tastier, the kobold or the dragonborn?
I don't know. I don't eat meat, but it seems like people enjoy it. I guess I would say the dragonborn. They're beefier. There's more to them. They're muscular. I think that has something to do with it.
All right, and they got their heads still. So
There's
all right.
that.
I will lower a dragonborn in.
Okay. So you lower the dragonborn down into the shimmering unknown substance, and when you start to pull it back up, you notice something glowing down there as you pull it back through. It comes back through in mostly one piece, but Vent, I need you to give me an intelligence check. Make it with
Okay.
advantage.
With advantage. Okay.
So I'm totally doing this like I'm fishing. Like I'm trying to jerk the line and.
It's heavier when it comes back up.
Okay.
19.
You've seen Magman before. There's 3 of them hanging onto that dragonborn corpse.
Magman. Oh.
Oh, Vin, I think I got something, and I'm like,
Yeah, look.
pulling it back.
Yeah, but wait. I'm like, you see, look at the little, they're like little humanoid fire creatures.
Yeah, they are. They're just like these little. I mean, pretty much exactly what you just described. Like,
Yeah.
you guys have read Where the Wild Things Are. That costume that the kid wears. It's like that, but on fire.
I thought the entire river was shimmery. There was just shimmery stuff in the water, right?
No,
No, it's not water.
Oh.
Like the entire thing is like just this writhing,
okay.
like
I got it.
glowing, pulsating, arcane thing.
Oh, okay. So I'll point that out sort of excitedly to Unga. Be like, look. It's a magnet. You don't see those too often.
What do we do with them once we catch them?
They're made of fire. Personally, Doug doesn't know enough about them to tell you right now, but
So like they are frequently summoned by mages and such, and
Okay.
that when they die they explode.
Okay. So I'll tell
they're not too happy to be here.
Okay, so I'll just tell you, they're just nasty little mischievous elemental creatures, basically.
Well, maybe we should cut the rope.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
So,
Please.
our siblings aren't going to believe us when we tell them, about the ones that got away.
The one, what?
That we went fishing in the whatever, the purple stuff. We caught things, clearly.
I just was curious what would happen. I mean, would it have teleported? Maybe it was some sort of teleportal or to inside. I could have been a shortcut. Who knows?
Wait a minute. Are there any really big things on that plane of fire you keep talking about?
Oh yeah.
So, what if, wait a minute, we are on the other end of the line. They could have fished us.
We'll take a step back from that. I hadn't thought about that. For being the only one who's traveled planarly, I don't know a lot about it, to be honest with you.
You know what? You probably don't do a lot of fishing on the plane of fire. That's probably why.
So you're thinking maybe lure something big from there to here?
No, the opposite. I think we should throw the bodies in and never look in that hole again.
But we could, maybe that could be some way to deal with this cursus. I think you're onto something, Yunga. That was pretty smart.
Maybe, but you should know this one. You ever heard of out of the frying pan into the fire? Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what, or between a rock and a hard place. I feel
that's a different plane.
That is a different plane, but I feel like if we keep poking the bear, the hole being the bear, we're gonna need more metaphors, and I don't think they're gonna work out for us very well.
Well, what I'm saying is maybe this bear can deal with cursus for us.
Oh, I agree, but right now, I feel like we're between the bear.
Yes.
And the dragon.
Yeah, we should definitely not be messing with this anymore right now.
So I wouldn't usually do this, but I had the thought, and it's just too good to pass up. I'm gonna do a slight aside here for the benefit of the audience, but I'm just imagining that when they start throwing the bodies into this thing, first it's the kobold from the beginning of the session, and it just falls into the middle of this fancy fire elemental garden party, and they go about their business because occasionally that happens, and then just it starts raining draconic corpses.
And then one comes down on a rope.
Yep.
And then it starts going back up.
Yep. And then they just cut the rope and they're just all right, we're moving this garden party somewhere else. And then we cut back to our heroes.
Yeah. Those bastards.
Yep.
Well, that's taken care of, and we did not definitely almost get pulled into a vortex of fire and eaten by giant fire monsters.
But we know there's another side to it then.
Yeah, I think we know what it is. Oh, that's right. Didn't they say there was a, what did they call it? A rift, a nexus? I don't know. A door?
Did they?
Somebody said something about, going to the plane of fire.
I don't remember that. Oh, I mean, the whole desert is... this could be why the desert's there. Your insights are just amazing, Unga. Yeah. This could be the reason why this unnatural desert even exists.
Yeah, maybe. I feel like maybe someone told us that, too.
They may have.
But I don't know. I don't pay attention.
Oh, who told us that? It is a magical desert? That would have been... I don't know.
I don't think anybody actually told you that in character. I'm pretty sure that was just me narrating.
Okay. That's probably why it's at the beginning of my notes.
I thought somebody said about there being a gateway to the plane of elemental fire.
Kendara might have said something about that. Yep.
But Unga was only paying attention because he wanted to see what was in the vault.
That makes sense.
Sure. All right.
So siblings, shall we sneak down into this hole in the ground?
Yes.
Ted, you're muted.
Yes, let us do our best. With all of that metal on, dear brother, how stealthy are you?
Well, let me see. How stealthy am I? Well, that's a 25, but then we roll with disadvantage, and 25 turns into a 7, so I am sneaking at a 7.
We're creeping into the cave. All right.
Yes.
Do it. Let's do it.
All right. So Unga's kind of creaking.
Doing great.
Sheldon also sneaks with me. He takes his cues. Oh, he did not roll very well, so he only has a 12.
Well, I mean, he's still doing better than you.
Yeah.
24 for Sin.
Sin is like a shadow in the night.
Well, he's used to sneaking out of places.
Is this like
Oh,
a
I'm
single
sure.
file situation or anything?
Yeah, very Scooby-Doo-esque.
Myth is basically gone.
I got a 18.
Okay.
Is
Bent
this like a single file situation or anything?
Well, how wide is the hall?
The hall is 15 feet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think probably we're kind of probably split up
Mhm.
between, sneaking along one wall or the other. So this way, I mean, hopefully we learned something about standing in a straight line from our last encounter.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I want to stay near the rear just in case anything wants to attack us from behind, and I keep an eye on Myth because she just, she's never even been in combat, really, as far as she said. So
I'm probably the one that alerts everybody because I got a 6.
Okay, so yeah, that is actually slightly worse than Unga's doing. So you guys, you go for a while. Like, it's a pretty long tunnel that just sort of winds down in this big arc, and you're pretty sure you went in a full circle by the time you get to the bottom. And at the bottom of the circle, there's this big domed chamber and a fire pit in the middle of it. And there are 3 kobolds sitting around it arguing, and a rickety cage sitting next to them with a big brown cow just kind of locked in there. And they are arguing amongst themselves in Draconic. Vent, you speak Draconic, right?
No.
none of us.
You don't speak Draconic. Okay,
Nope.
okay. So they're just arguing amongst themselves in Draconic, and no one can understand them.
Gibberish. I'm pretty sure they're speaking in Pig Latin.
A brown cow.
What do you think they're arguing about?
How many were there?
3.
And is there any other exits off of them?
Yes, as a matter of fact, there are 4 doors. Well, 4, holes in the wall that lead into other
okay.
cavern rooms.
I mean, if they start making noise, they're gonna.
How far away are they?
I mean, they're within 30 feet of you at this point, but as you draw closer, kobold passive perception is 8, so they do lift their heads.
Yeah, I'll rush them as soon as they lift their heads.
Yeah, as soon as I say I'm just gonna chuck a javelin, I'm taking a nod from Unga's
All right,
book,
roll.
man.
Roll initiative.
I mean, there's 3 of them. I cannot imagine you guys are going to miss, but go ahead and roll your attacks. You've got a surprise round. They're not prepared.
Nat
for you.
20. So if that's
Oh.
a cold, yeah.
This is going to be an unnecessary amount of damage. You have splintered this kobold and pinned it like a butterfly to the floor of this chamber.
19
Oh, yeah.
and a 15 as I rush between the 2 that are left.
I was gonna
Okay.
say I was gonna spell attack 1. But if Unga's got it, I'll.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah,
do
they
less than
don't-
5 damage, so.
They don't even have a chance to cry out. It's
All
just
right.
over, just like that.
This is grim work.
No.
Only 997 more to go.
Should we?
I'm gonna keep track.
And then I just kind of shove one of them into the fire pit.
All right. I have never actually smelled a cooking snake before, but I imagine that's what it smells like.
They taste like chicken. I know it sounds
Yeah.
stupid, but they
No,
do.
I know it doesn't sound stupid. That's what I keep hearing from people. I'm
They
highly
really
interested
do.
in trying snake at some point.
I have had some rattlesnake.
Mhm. How does Myth take that? Was that shocking violence to her, or is she okay?
No, she's fine. She's
okay.
just those things were shooting at us
Vent is-
earlier.
Vent is projecting.
So there's
I think-
4 passageways, right?
Yep.
Let's split up now. Okay.
I want to get down and get Sheldon to give me a hand as I look for signs of passage.
Oh yeah, because they would have had the cart come by here, right?
Especially anything that might have like been wounded that's gone through.
All right. So there are definitely blood spatters that lead to the north and to the west. The cart trails went to the west. There's a lot of traffic clearly between here and the door to the east, and here and the door to the north and the west, and then only one set of tracks that goes to the door to the south.
So I guess I'm looking for something really specific, like someone was drug through, especially where the blood splatters are.
I mean, not that like somebody would have drug a body through there or anything like that. It looks like whoever it was that was bleeding walked of their own power.
Okay.
And all the footprints are draconic shaped. Some of them are larger, some of them are smaller. The only tracks that go into the eastern door are smaller tracks, and the only set of tracks that goes to the southern door are also smaller tracks.
So we would probably want to go to the other way, where it looks like the Dragonborn, because they appear to be the ones taking prisoners.
Wasn't there cart tracks going down?
Yeah, I was going to ask if there were cart tracks one direction.
Yeah, to the west.
Yeah,
Okay.
Isn't that that's what they were keeping them in?
Well, it depends. Like, is our goal to get the other sibling or to free the prisoners? Because there's both options.
Wouldn't they be one of the same? Like, wouldn't they be in the same area?
It depends. But if our sibling is a more valuable prisoner that's being tortured, and not there to be enslaved, they might not be in the same place.
I don't think that's the. I don't think that like the knowledge of the sibling aspect could be part of it. It's possible, but
well, no, because Vince saw them through the telescope being, they were tortured, right?
They were definitely beating the crap out of, yeah.
Yeah, I saw.
have an idea.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
I would like to go to a stalactite or stalagmite, whichever there is, and I put my hand on it and I begin whispering with like this dissonant whisper thing as I use my ability to summon a bat.
Okay.
And I would like to see through its senses, like experience through its senses, as I send it down the direction that the Dragonborn footprints went.
Okay. So you follow this trail, and is it the same direction that the carts went that way, or the northern way?
The way that the carts went.
Okay. So you follow this bat down the tunnel, and it goes like a ways, and then there's a fork. And there are cart trails in both directions.
Good adventurers go left.
All right, good adventurers go left. So you follow those cart trails, and like it appears to be a nest of ogres, and like they've circled the cage wagons around another fire pit, and they appear to be cooking a whole cow over a spit. There's like people in one of these carts down there. You can't actually see in huge detail, but in some of these other carts there's like more livestock, a couple cows, a black horse.
Okay. There's no people in these cages?
There are people in one of the cages, yes.
Okay. So I will then have the bat go the other direction to the other now left.
Okay. So you go down that way, and hold on, I gotta scroll. So there are a bunch of Dragonborn sitting around a table playing cards in that first room, and like the tracks continue onward. They're like arguing with each other in Draconic about something, and then a little further on there's an empty cart.
Okay.
Just kind of like sitting there leaning up against the wall. Some bloodstains on the ground, as you do.
So there are no prisoners in this direction?
No. Not that you can see anyway.
Okay. So I will then have the bat come back, and it will just kind of perch on my shoulder or hang off my finger or something.
Oh, that's
And I will inform my brothers and sister of what I just experienced. And it's entirely possible I could close off the one direction where there were no prisoners with a cave in.
Did you see our sibling?
Did I see them? What do they look like? I don't think I've been told. I just
Okay.
know that their name is Louvel and they are a knight, but I really doubt that they would allow them to keep their armor and regalia.
right. So Louvel has like high cheekbones, kind of like hollow cheek features, like full-blooded human as far as you can tell. Like long dark hair, like actually kind of resembles Sin in the face. Like I want to say usually like wearing like the nail polish and the gold eyeshadow, but like probably wouldn't be right now because they've been like in a cage for days.
Okay. I did not see our sibling down either of those directions, but there were some prisoners.
So we have to make a decision. Do we free those prisoners, or do we go after our sibling?
I think we should free those people. If Louvel was here, they'd want to do the same. And these people are, yeah, I mean, these are just terrible people.
It also weakens the dragon's hold. Their minions spread out, and we're able to concentrate our forces.
But if we do this, we may risk alerting the dragon and whatever else is down here, like the 997 other kobolds. And then we may not be able to get to them.
You cannot put anyone to sleep, can you, brother? Looking at Sin.
Oh,
Did you describe the ogres?
Yeah, I described the ogres.
That would be some big babies to rock to sleep.
Okay,
If
so
Louvel is being kept separate, perhaps we should find them first.
And then if there's an opportunity on the way back, we can attempt to free them. But ultimately, we may have to make a decision.
the ogres aren't all that bright. What if I don't know, convinced one to go jump in that purple ocean?
could you do that?
Well, if I made the right suggestion.
And how many ogres, brother?
3?
Yeah.
Oh, there were at least 4 in the room with the cages.
So and I might have missed it. So you went down the path with the cart tracks, which split into a fork. One way there was ogres and like livestock, basically, right?
Yes.
And then what was the other way? There was prisoners down there.
No,
Yes.
there was prisoners with the livestock.
With the livestock, and the other way was Dragonborn recreating.
And an empty cart. And I mean, of course, both of them had doorways that lead off from those chambers, but you found all the carts is the important bit.
Well, then, yeah, so then the Louvel would be that way, where the Dragonborn are.
Probably.
Okay. And then wasn't there like 3 other ways off of the...
Then there was
Where
the
the
way with
dome
the blood
chamber.
splatters, and then there was the way with a lot of little feet. I think we can ignore the little feet.
Yeah. They'll come looking for that. I'll point to the cow, sort of speaking to Unga.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like, your vision was just them by themselves. There wasn't any other prisoners.
Yeah, I
right?
just...
How were they held?
Louvel? I just saw them in the cage beat up. And I think it was in real time, was it? Like, was it like, they weren't here yet? Like when we were back at Canopy looking, right? Like they were on their way here.
Yeah.
Right. So
Something like that.
So they wouldn't have been here a long time.
Right.
So, well, then, yeah, I guess then I would probably, the way where the cart ended, they probably took them out and brought them deeper within this, wherever we are, complex tunnels.
Well, if our dear brother leader says that we should act in a manner that Louvel would do, we should rescue the prisoners and, as I said, weaken the hold that this creature has and strengthen ours at the same time.
Well, I didn't quite understand what the setup was at that time. So to free the oh yeah, so they're not even guarded.
No, the prisoners are being guarded. They're being guarded by ogres.
Oh, you had to go through them to get to them. Okay, now I get it.
They're in the same
Sorry,
room.
I wasn't like, right.
Okay, so like there's...
Yeah, I get it now.
Okay,
I just wasn't coming together like in my mind. Okay, cool.
We're not going to quietly defeat 4 ogres.
No.
I'm torn. I mean, I hate seeing people in prison, but...
We could quietly deal with Dragonborn who aren't expecting a problem.
Yeah. Well, your wisdom's seen us through a lot of trials already, Prudence.
How many Dragonborn down that path?
3.
So 5 on 3, and then 5 on
Dragon.
4.
Unless, of course, the ogres here are fighting the Dragonborn.
Can't you...
Then it's going to get ugly.
Can't you grab and snatch the sound out of the air, Sin? Doesn't he have silence?
No.
Oh, I thought you had cast that.
It's Shadow Monk. I think you're thinking of Shadow Monk.
For some reason, I thought he had cast that.
No, I'm all about the darkness, but silence, not me. I got
how much?
I got suggestion and incite greed. They're pretty cool, but
Sister.
Yeah.
Yes.
You send your little friend down that way, and I point in the direction of the blood splatters.
I certainly could. And so I just ask it to flit off and close my eyes, and when I open them back up, they look like the bats, and my ears sort of take a more pointed, large appearance. So, yeah.
Okay, so what exactly are you doing?
Sending it down the blood splattered way
Okay.
to scout that direction.
All right. So the blood spattered way that is back where the kobolds were, or the one forward where the empty cart was?
The blood splattered way from where the empty cart is, like trying to follow that trail.
So you do follow it through a couple of rooms there and into this like this area with like a few cages off to the sides, and like there are people in those cages that have been like kind of shoved in there, and then a few beasts in those cages. Like they're not in very good health, these beasts, but they appear to have been like starved to the point of viciousness, and there's like weapon racks on the walls and things, and like some double doors up ahead, and
Okay. Do I see Louvel in here?
you do.
Okay.
Oh.
So, and the beasts, how many beasts are there in the cages, and how many cages are there?
So as far as the people in the cages, there are 6 of those, and for the beasts, there's at least a dozen. And then a dozen cages. There are some of those cages that have more than one beast in them. Like there's 4 wolves in one of them.
But the beasts are not in the same cages as the people. No. Okay. So, and there are no other guards, it seems?
Nope. Give me a perception check.
Okay. I presume I'm using a bat. since I'm seeing through its senses. So that. Sorry, I'm looking it up here real quick on the D&D Beyond's. Okay, perception is a +1.
They got keen hearing though.
Yes, so I have advantage, it looks like.
Got echolocation, y'all.
So I can roll 2 d20s. Wow! I got a 5 with advantage. I rolled a 2 and a
Okay.
3.
Never mind. Go on.
Yep,
As you were.
Okay, of course. In that evil DM way you do.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'll have the bat return and tell them what I saw, and there did not seem to be any guards further in.
Well, then that tears it. And just start heading off that direction.
Now,
Okay.
bear in mind, as we go, beasts that have been starved are likely to react when we enter. And there are too many to take out at once.
Oh, wait. Oh, the beasts were not caged up.
No, the beasts were caged up.
Oh,
They
okay.
were all in cages.
Yes, but they are likely to begin calling out when they see us.
Uga, do you think you'll be able to calm them down?
I can
Shoot
try.
them.
I'll have a word with them.
Yeah. All right. Let's do it.
All right. So I guess we're going down the way with the Dragonborns.
All right. So
I
there
thought
are.
there was nothing down there.
Well,
no,
there's
that's
still...
the direction where if you keep going down the tunnel, there's the cages.
okay.
Yeah, we have to kill the Dragonborn, and then we get to that place.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So, are you guys being stealthy?
Yes.
Let's
Yeah.
see if you do any better this time than you did last time.
Oh, I hope I do. I can't do much worse.
So 19 or 10.
I
No,
shouldn't
that's
have
not
spoken.
terrible.
What?
So concerned with looking down the tunnel, I
Mhm.
forget to look down and
Oh no.
totally kick a series of pebbles. That is an 8.
Okay.
DM,
Yes.
you are about to rub your hands together with wicked glee.
Mm-hmm.
I did roll worse than last time. I got a 5.
And I got a 17.
Sheldon has a 17 as well.
Okay, so Vent and Sheldon are kind of quiet. Wow, Myth rolled a 2.
Oof.
Y'all are just wandering down this hallway, and the Dragonborn are definitely going to be ready for you when you get there.
Yep.
They've
Hey,
overturned the table and they're crouched behind it with their spears.
oh, so when we get there, be like, hey, it's just like those ones we killed, those other human traffickers that we killed
Yeah.
to save Litha. They hid behind the table too. Y'all
Okay,
are
are
gonna
you
die.
trying to intimidate them or are you trying to
Yeah.
make them mad? Because
No, intimidate them.
all right,
Like,
give me that intimidation check.
19.
Wow. Okay, yeah, they definitely look a bit hesitant about this. They're not entirely sure they want to tangle with you because they 100% believe you, dude.
I'll just slap tail in my hand and say, are we gonna do this or what? You got my sister, or you got my sibling. And we aim to get her back.
I don't think we got a tiefling back there, man.
These are my other siblings. And I'll just
Are you sure?
wind up Maul, and I'm just gonna smash that table right out.
They're
I'm just gonna,
hands up, backing
upside
up,
on golf swing. Yeah.
Okay. Which one is your sibling? We'll just go get them for you, and then you can.
I don't know. I kind of want satisfaction. Do you guys want satisfaction?
Oh, they look at each other and they run. They just bolt
I'm
down the hall.
Yeah, I'm gonna do
Is
everything I
that
can
a
to.
tax of opportunity?
Absolutely.
All right.
Yes.
Nat 20.
Oh no.
I have a natural 20 as well.
That's-
All right.
That is a dirty 25.
I got a natural 20.
Really?
You guys are not gonna believe this.
What?
So did Myth.
Wow! No way! Really?
No, I'm not kidding. I'm not
Oh
kidding.
my god!
So the farthest first one, I blast for 24 points of cold damage.
Okay.
And their speed, if they're somehow still alive, is reduced by 10.
And the closest one gets a maul strike for 21 bludgeoning damage. Just from like a...
Sheldon gets a 22. And that one is
Okay.
grabbed.
So yeah, you both hit for sure.
I
Prudence,
just want to
what-
roundhouse kick one in the head.
Okay.
Don't mess
Yeah.
with the family.
They don't even clear the room. Like they're just on the floor before they even reach the door. You guys just
Wow, man, is that
do
happening
you
in
know
like
what
the
the
history
odds
of
of
D&D?
that are?
Yeah, I don't know.
Preposterous.
like
Yeah.
ridiculous. Like really ridiculous. Like twice in a row is 1 out of 200. Like
5 people.
So I turn to my siblings. Look, we have something to feed the wolves.
Yeah, that's right. The hungry, starved beasts.
We should
That was-
probably search them for anything useful
That was
first.
satisfying.
And perhaps search the room for a key or something. Like, we
Yeah.
should not get too carried away,
You're right.
lose common sense and rationality.
Just get the fire burning.
one of the Dragonborn has a key ring on its belt.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is there anything interesting in the room or on them?
I mean, like, there's the table and the cards that are now scattered across the floor. They've got like whips. One of them has a little cudgel.
Dips.
You know,
Things,
you
whips.
managed to like drum up 12 more silver from picking their dead pockets. There is the cart in the room. It's got some like bent bars and stuff. It looks like somebody was slamming into them from the inside.
Hmm.
Well, we will need a wagon to transport any injured prisoners.
Mm-hmm.
But, if we've got the ability to take these doors off to appease them or convince them that we're not just trying to take them from one hellhole to another.
What do you mean?
Well, if we ask them to step out of one cage and put them in...
Oh, yeah, right. I get you.
I mean, we're not the most regal looking of sorts, and
Hey, I'm a prince.
I'm
Remember
well,
that, brother. You're addressing royalty.
I am well aware.
I'm throwing one of the corpse over Sheldon's back, and I will grab one and throw it over my shoulder and head off in the direction I was told there were starving wolves.
And I'll take the playing cards.
Oh, Unga. All right. And they've got some like odd suits and stuff, and there's 5 suits. Like it's just this really weird deck. We can talk about that more later, but like
So I'm looking for Lavelle.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys continue on down this hallway for a little bit and get into the room with the beasts and the people in the cages. And standing at the front of this room, like trailing a whip between her fingers, is yet another Dragonborn. This one's somewhat larger than the others that you've seen. It's just like kind of standing there watching you guys with an expression that you're not quite sure on that reptilian face, but you're pretty reasonably sure is smug and pretty confident, actually, considering how many of you there are, that there's just the one of her. She says, I was wondering how long it would take you to get down here. This is going to be fun. And that is where I'm going to leave you off for the week.
Ooh. Oh my
Nice.
gosh.
Nice.
The big bad, a big bad has been revealed.
Yes,
Oh,
I
no.
wrote them.
That is
Whippy
actually,
Dragonborn.
It's actually the dragon.
Oh, jeez, man.
Oh,
Why you gotta
no.
say that?
I hope not.
Now I'm gonna be all scared all week.
All right.
The cool dragons take humanoid form.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Half dragon.
Thank you for running, Megan, and everyone for playing, and everyone for watching. We'll be back here again next week with those bastards for episode 9. I can't believe we've played so many episodes already. It's
No.
just flying by.
Mhm.
Wow. It's crazy.
Get to see
Say the
that.
good, they say, time travels fast when, you're having a good time. So
Mhm.
Yep.
So with that, until next time, everyone, stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy.